are essentially the number one employee. You've been the managing director, you've been the CEO, you've worked with Barry for over a decade. You know this business better than anyone else. You said you know the customers, you understand the sales, you understand the account management. Even the largest customers will still have a relationship with you. You also had said you have intercompany relationships. You know the CEOs of the other companies, but you didn't know this. So if you didn't know this, I would say either you're lying or you're incompetent, but you should have known.
Wow.
I just feel like you should. If you're the CEO of this company and you have interrelationships with companies like Genesis, you should know this. And because of this, there's been very severe consequences for a range of people. People's lives have been destroyed.
So you sound like you're on a little bit of a fishing expedition. I again reiterate to you, everything I've shared with you is wholesome and truthful. And again, I'm disappointed that my answers aren't satisfactory to you.
Yeah, well, we're not here to be used as a PR tour.
This isn't a PR tour. We're just two guys having a conversation about Bitcoin on a Friday afternoon.
I mean, look, I hope your SEC lawsuit is successful. I really do. But I've always been truthful with people when I do this podcast. And somebody knew what was up. And this will come out in the courts itself. I mean, you may yourself face questioning yourself, face litigation yourself. Barry almost certainly will. And this will come out eventually, I'm sure of it.
You might be asking, who is this gentleman right here? This is Michael Schoenstein, and he was the CEO of Grayscale. And what Peter McCormick is sitting there accusing him of is basically knowing what was going on and sort of playing coy to it. But that's why you don't trust verify. And with that, what's happening in Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you in a cryptocurrency video. Getting straight into it, our first update. Bitcoin has made a blast off. Why is this? Look at, as of 5/20, the number of Bitcoin that has been rebought. Look at, Grayscale is now buying Bitcoin. And we're net positive 3,500. We're seeing that supply shock occur. And the alts are starting to pick up steam. Is there an Ethereum ETF that's on the horizon? Buying alts now is like buying ETH at $900. AVAX is going to pull something like this, and you see this downtrend here, how this looks eerily similar, and this is the start of alt season. Looking at the total crypto market capitalization, excluding the top 10, so we're excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum in the top 10, look at how the 2015 to 2017 cycle looks exactly identical to the 2022 to the 2024 season. Look at what the next year is to bring. A massive run up to the upside. $1.5 to $2 trillion in the overall alt market looks bullish. We showed you this divergence. There's a bearish divergence in the looking at the RSI and a distribution from the Bitcoin dominance. We showed you in this chart right here. And you see how this just is being distributed. We're seeing the distribution. We're seeing the RSI putting in lower highs and lower lows. And then the price was still putting in higher highs. So that's that bearish divergence. We're going to see that rollover down to at least the 40% level. This is that alt season that we've once again all been waiting for. Looking at the total 3 minus USDT divided by Bitcoin, we see that this is putting in lower lows and sort of basing out. Is it establishing some type of support here from this previous resistance before Ethereum fell down off a cliff? The question is, will we come back down to the 20 level, the 0.20 level? Or is this the rounding bottom that we're getting ready to see and sort of stair step our way up, seeing that the RSI is putting in higher highs and higher lows? So you see a positive trend for the oscillator and a negative trend for the price action, meaning putting in lower lows. And look at here, got the classic hidden bullish divergence. Prices make lower lows. This is where you get back in, and the oscillator is making higher lows. So that is textbook this right here. Are we going to see these this low? We might not see that this cycle. This could be the overall pullback. So will we get back above this 20 moving average? If we zoom into this price action, this will mean the alts will get bullish. This is the level we have to get back above right here. And then this 20 moving average has to start curling back up towards that 200. Now, when the 200 is flattening out on the weekly chart, this is what happens. This means a big move could come, potentially to the upside and you can't discount the downside just quite yet. Once again, you have to be patient. And then Pentoshi's weighing in on the altcoins. If the $640 billion threshold holds, at least a nice bounce, in his opinion, is due right here. And looking at this overall total 3, we see the $640 billion threshold setting that base. Let's move this down a little bit right here. And you see these candle bodies almost 4 weeks in a row of just holding this level, and we have seen that bounce. Now the question is, will we get this continuation? Will this be a rounding bottom and a continuation to the upside to ultimately take out this previous peak back in March of this year? This is when Bitcoin set sort of all-time highs. Now it's cooling off. Are we going to see that massive blow off top? Now we've showed you this. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern here and here with the huge rounding bottom, and this could just be a brief cool off. The Gaussian channel has flipped green on the weekly, so everything is looking to the upside once again, and that takes us up to that $1.5 to $2 trillion threshold from this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So this is what we could be seeing. Bitcoin gains massively in this previous rally. Why is Ethereum surging? Ethereum has been stealing the show. Look here. Ethereum's back up to almost $4,000 at 3,800. Over the past 24 hours, 3.2%. But over the past week, 32% to the upside. Is Ethereum back? Look here. Ethereum jumps 20% on a renewed optimism for an ETF. Bitcoin also rallies. And that optimism is due to the SEC might greenlight spot Ether ETFs ahead of its first deadline later this week. The previous consensus was that funds would not likely be approved. So, what happens if this gets denied? That's the question. Will we get that shock down? Are we about to experience that shock? Look here from the Ethereum Bitcoin comparative. If we zoom into this price action, we see the trend is your friend to the end. With this previous renewed optimism, we came all the way back up above that 200 moving average, or this 20 moving average, which is a bullish indication. But if we zoom in a little closer to this price action, what do we really see? We see we're hitting some resistance here from this upwards support that's been acting as multi-year support, even from way back here in September 2019. We fell through this. Once again, zoom into the price action. We fell through this and now are back testing, flipping support to resistance. Will we get this fall down? That is the major question. Also, look at the bottom of this red Gaussian channel. It seems that this red Gaussian channel and this upwards white line almost perfectly align and intersect. So there's a lot of resistance right here. Will this hold over the 200 moving average right here? Will this candle close? This is a weekly candle. We're still midweek. Are we going to get this close? And will we get back into the Gaussian channel, flip this resistance to support to start stepping our way out the depths as far as Ethereum goes? You be the judge. We're not out of the woods just quite yet. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.